going to talk about a very important and sensitive issue. And if you finish this course by just and only learn the points from this lecture, that would be enough for me. Plagiarism. Today we are going to talk about plagiarism. Plagiarism is something very critical, very ethical in research, and you need to know about plagiarism and apply it throughout your life, because it is widely spread among students these days, especially with the revolution of technology and internet. It became one evident phenomena among students. Plagiarism is you take other people's ideas, findings, and you say, these are yours. And this is, some people would say, well, what the harm? There is no harm in doing this. No, I can copy and paste. That's it. And I would get some marks. No, this is very, very serious matter. And you need to be aware of how to avoid plagiarism, because it's like stealing. You steal other people's efforts if you do this. So today's lecture, there is no many slides today. We are going to move to a very good website at the University of Essex, UK. They have a very informative website dedicated to plagiarism, the definition of plagiarism, and there are some examples and tutorials and a test to test yourself whether you know this is a plagiarism or not. So let's move to that website and see how we are going to deal with it. So I'm copying the page, the page link, going to the internet, and then pasting. Yes. So here is the. Let's have. Sorry, I want to enter the full screen mode. Yes, it is. Well, yes. This is the website about authorship and plagiarism. If you do your research out of your ideas, out of your own words, you are the author of the research. This is called authorship. If you author something from your knowledge, from your ideas, using your own words, this is authorship. If you go to someone else and just copy some words or ideas or findings and then you put them in your research, this is plagiarism. So let's have the what authorship is. In order to fully understand plagiarism, it is important to first understand the concept of authorship, which I explained to you 1 minute ago. Authorship refers to the production and ownership of ideas and intellectual material such as books, articles, images. Yes, even images. If you take a picture with your Nikon or Canon professional camera and then you put your name, well, you are the owner. Why? Because you shot that picture by yourself. Suddenly, you would see that picture spread throughout all these nowadays social networking applications, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Some people would get patronized, get very mad when they see this. But why this is happening? because we really underestimated the value of authorship, and also underestimated the consequences of plagiarism. If we appreciate authorship and try to avoid plagiarism, I think we wouldn't have such examples of plagiarism. So authorship, you produce something that belongs to you. The higher education system, this is talking about UK, in the UK places great importance on recognizing the producer and owner of material. And hopefully Saudi Arabia nowadays, they are really going through this system of recognition of copyright, but still people, maybe they don't know about the importance of not plagiarizing other people's works, or underestimating this. They know that this is stealing or this is plagiarism, but they still do it. Whereas in some cultures, knowledge is thought of as communal property. In the United Kingdom, it is considered to be individual property. The issue of ownership is complicated by the fact that some knowledge is said to be common knowledge, and this is a different issue. Some people would say, well, this is common knowledge, and everybody can talk about the common knowledge. So let's not go deeper about the issue of ownership, and let's go to what plagiarism is. It is using or copying the work of others, whether written, printed, or in any other form, without proper acknowledgement. Yes, so if you want to copy from someone else, acknowledge him. Say, for example, if you took an image from Ahmed, say this is Ahmed's photo, not my photo. If you take some lines from a piece of research from Professor Cohen, say, well, Professor Cohen said blah 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 blah. If you don't say this, this is plagiarism. Let's say, for example, Mr. Cohen said language testing is something that all language teachers should know about and have some experience in. This is what Mr. or Professor Cohen said. You should acknowledge Mr. Cohen when you copy these lines. Do not say, well, these are my lines because I like them or because they look fancy. No, you need to acknowledge. If you cite, if you take from some other materials or resources, cite them properly. And we are going to talk about citation later. So in a brief, if you use the work of others, you must either quote it or paraphrase it. But whichever method you choose, you must include a citation and reference. So either you take the exact words from the other people, from Cohen's words, in quotations. You put them in quotations. You say, Cohen said, quotations, blah, 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 blah. Or you paraphrase it. You say, for example, I want to paraphrase these lines into my own language. But again, you need to say that Cohen said this. So he said, for example, I think teachers need to be trained in how to make language tests. Well, you paraphrased what Andrew Cohen said. So you need to put in between parentheses Cohen, for example, 2008 or 2010, whatever the year is. So again, either you have quotations or you have paraphrase, but with reference. You refer to the one who you cited from. Note the phrase proper acknowledgement in the university definition. A piece of work that is partially referenced, for example, work in which a quote is put in quotation marks but not attributed to anyone, is still classed as plagiarism. Let's say that well, you took some lines from Professor Cohen, you put them in quotation, but you don't refer to Cohen at all. This is also, again, plagiarism. So to avoid plagiarism, very simple. If you take something, say this belongs to the author, to the original author of that something. Ideas, hypotheses, findings, images, charts, tables, say to whom these belong to. That's it. And you are going to avoid plagiarism. You are going to be in a very embarrassing situation if you say, well, all of these materials are mine, and then you'll make the readers laugh at you, because they are going to discover these are not yours, and they will know that you are not a good researcher. You are breaching the ethics of research, and then they are going to look at you in a lowering way. The meaning of some of these terms, quote, paraphrase, citation, and reference, may not be completely clear to you. Yes, they will be explained in due course, but if you feel that lack of meaning is hindering your understanding, go to the section called key terms. Here we have key terms. Here, key terms, 1, 2, 3, and you will see the definitions of these words. Quotations, you take the words exactly from the source and you put them into quotation mark. This is quotations. Paraphrase, you have the meaning of the idea and then you retell the idea in your own words. But still, you need to refer to the original author. Citation and reference. Citation, how do you place the name of the original author inside your text? Sometimes you say Andrew said, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you don't say Andrew said. You just put Andrew between parentheses, and then you place after Andrew the year of citation. So this is, in general, plagiarism. Let's say, go to types of plagiarism. You copy someone else's work as if it were your own, and this is very, very bad, and this is the worst level of plagiarism. Number 2, I'll leave these for you to read, the explanations of these points. Copy sections of someone else's work but change the odd word or phrase. Yes, sometimes you copy a section and then you change the difficult words that you don't know, so you make the readers feel that these are your ideas and your own language. No, again, this is plagiarism. You should avoid this. If you use someone else's work in anything you submit for assessment, then you must make sure that you give the author full and proper credit according to the conventions of your discipline. You cannot escape this by simply changing some of the words and phrases. You must always acknowledge and give full credit to all your sources. If you would prefer not to quote because of the context, then paraphrase instead and then refer to them. A third type of plagiarism, you submit the same piece of work for 2 different assignments, even if they are 2 different departments. Let's say that you have 2 assignments, okay, and you submit the same because they are maybe the same course or the same topic, and then you try to submit both assignments, even if you are submitting them to different departments or different schools or different universities. This is, again, plagiarism. How to fix this problem? You need to say, well, the second assignment is originally taken from the first assignment. You need to acknowledge this. You need to be credited. You need to tell us the truth. Submit written work produced collaboratively unless this is specifically allowed. Let's say that you work with colleagues in a different in one assignment or in one topic, and then 4 or 5 students do the same topic, and then you produce one research. Well, this is not allowed unless, and I'm saying unless and only if it is allowed. Well, If the teacher comes to you and say, well, you, the four of you, you are going to do this research, well, this is fine. But if the research or assignment is assigned only to you, do not let others help you. If you want others to help you, acknowledge them. Say, well, blah, 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 help me in doing this. And this is what happens nowadays. People go to these bookstores and goes to these student services stores, and they ask them to help them write the research. And this is 100% plagiarism, because I'm sure that 100% of these students who go to the student services stores do not mention that, well, Tamim للخدمات الطلابية helped me. I'm sorry, there is a store called Tamim, but this is just an example for the sake of clarifying. No one would say, well, this store, الخدمات الطلابية, helped me in doing my research. No, nobody would say this. Why? Because this is a consent that you plagiarized your research. You submit written work, produce, copy the work of another student, even if they have consented. Let's say, well, you went to your friend and said, well, my friend, I want you to help me, give me your assignment because I'm short of time, or I need it, or because I'm lazy. I want just some ready work. Even if they agree, even if they consent, write a consent to you, well, I will give my assignment to my friend. Well, this is not accepted. This is plagiarism again. This is not the way to go around plagiarism. The only way to go around plagiarism is to be credible and to tell us how exactly you did your research without hidden help from other people. Common excuses. If you are going to read the excuses of doing plagiarism, you need to be aware that these are not good excuses, but these are the common excuses. Being unclear about what exactly the plagiarism is. Well, I didn't know about plagiarism. I don't know what plagiarism is. Well, this is not an excuse. Believe me, this is not an excuse at all. Having deficient time management skills. Well, I'm lazy. I have problems in time management, so I went to Google and copied and pasted all the information from Google. Well, this is not a good excuse. Having an ineffective method of note-taking. Well, because I didn't take notes from the lectures properly, I went to my friends and stole his idea. I went to Google and I just copied 2 or 3 pages from Google. That's it. Please, professor, accept my assignment or accept my research. No, this is, again, plagiarism. Having different cultural values, practicing different academic conventions. Well, don't say, well, everybody in this society does the same. No, this is not a good excuse. Feeling under extreme pressure. Well, because I was extremely under pressure. I went to a hospital. My mother, my father died. So I did this. No, this is not. Again, this is not a good excuse. Mistakenly believing that it will be easy to get away with. Yes, some people will say, well, it's very easy to get away with plagiarism. Nobody will know about this. No, don't think in this way. Don't think that you can fool your teachers. They know whether this is your own original work or not. Knowing that the syllabus has stayed the same each year. Yes, well, because the syllabus is the same, well, let me copy from my friends, or let me repeat my assignments from last time. No. Having unclear instructions for an assessment task. Well, nobody told me that I shouldn't plagiarize. No. Well, this is not an excuse. You should have done this in the first place. You shouldn't do this in the first place. You should know that plagiarism is prohibited, even in Islam. Well, this is not allowed. being conditional from secondary schooling, conditions from not being used to acknowledging sources. Well, yes, let's say, in my schools or in my previous studies, even in the university, nobody, it was okay. I got an A plus. I did the same. I did plagiarism and I got an A plus. This is not a good excuse. Now you know that it is not allowed. Common mistakes. I thought it would be okay if I only included the source in my bibliography. Let's say that you took some lines from Andrew Cohen, okay, and you didn't mention Andrew Cohen inside your research, and then at the end, when you mention the bibliography, the list of references, you mention his name. No, you need to mention both in bibliography, the list of references, and in the text inside. I made lots of notes from my essay and couldn't remember where I found the information. Let's say that you read hundreds of books, hundreds of articles, and you wrote notes, and then you forgot, well, this piece of information, where it belong to? Does it belong to that article? Or let me leave it. I'll write because I forgot the source of the information. No, you need to go back and find that book or find that article to mention in your research. Don't say, well, I lost track of the information. I wrote them in my notes, and then I forgot the source of this information. I'm familiar with other academic conventions. Well, this is a common mistake. I thought it would be okay to use material that I had purchased online. Well, let's say that you purchased a book online and then you can do anything with it. No, still the book has an author or has different authors. The book belongs to them. So don't say, well, I bought something online, it became mine. I'll leave you with the other common mistakes. This is a very good website. If you go to benefits of referencing, you will see, I'll leave this for you for reading. What needs referencing? Benefits of referencing include receiving credit for your own hard work and research. Well, if you reference somebody, expect that when you finish your research, some other people will reference you. If you finish your research, Ahmed finished his research, expect some other people would say, well, Ahmed in his research did blah, blah, blah. So you receive some appreciation, you receive some accreditation and recognition. You receive some credit for your work, demonstrating your intellectual integrity by conforming to agreed academic standards of good practice. Receiving meaningful feedback from your tutor that is targeted to the level you are really at, not pretending to be. Well, yes, you would receive the proper feedback that targeted to your level. If you plagiarize, you are going to reach a level that's not yours. Let's say that your level is intermediate, but you want to be excellent, so you go to plagiarize some other people's work to be excellent. So when you receive feedback, the tutor would give you feedback for excellent students, but this feedback is not going to benefit you. Why? Because it does not match your level. You should have received feedback for intermediate, because this is your real level. Your level is intermediate, and you should receive from your teacher, from your tutor, feedback for intermediate, not for a level you are pretending to be at. What needs referencing? How to avoid plagiarism? One way is to learn how to note-take effectively. If you take notes, we'll say the source. Well, you read an article and you found very interesting findings or ideas, write them and write the source, the name of the author, the year, and the name of the research. Learning how to reference correctly We are going to talk about referencing later, learning how to paraphrase correctly. We are going also to talk about paraphrasing later. But you need, if you really want to know them from this lecture, you can go to key terms and see the definitions. Cheat sites. Yes, there are some sites to help you in plagiarism and to cheat. You go to that website, you pay money, you pay $200, $300, and they write the essay or research for you. Also, the student services spread in different parts in the country do the same. So this is a very problematic issue here, that sometimes people go to these websites too, and sometimes there are websites that can write a PhD thesis. You pay thousands of riyals, millions of riyals just to write a PhD, and imagine who is going to get that PhD and how he's going to look in front of the society if he was discovered that he cheated his PhD. Cheat sites again. I'll leave you the rest of these for your interest. Here is a very good test. There is test number 1 and test number 2. After you finish reading all the links before, here is a test for you. We have an extract, a little paragraph, and then there is another paragraph about the previous paragraph, and there is a question here. Is this example? Is this an example of plagiarism? So this is the original here, the original research, and here a paraphrase or a quotation from that. So you need just to read and then say whether this is a plagiarism or not. After you finish the test, you will get your results. So this is just to show you whether you are aware of plagiarism and whether you benefited from today's lecture. So I'll leave you with this. I hope it's going to be fun and interesting to you. I encourage everybody to do this test after reading all the things that we discussed before, and then see whether you are familiar, you are now familiar with plagiarism or not. Hopefully, you will see your level against your level before. So your level now against your level before regarding the idea or the phenomena of plagiarism. Plagiarism is, as I said, is not about only research. It's also about different aspects of our life. So we need to be careful about this phenomena and to avoid it in at least in our academic life. I would like to thank you for listening and watching this lecture. See you inshallah in the next lecture. Thank you very much.